Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we all know that Tua got a concussion a couple weeks ago. We all know that Tua now has 4 concussions in 2 years. We also know that Tua, right now, is on the IR. But the NFL has officially come out and said that they will not be intervening in Tua's comeback. They will not manipulate in any way, shape, or form of Tua's comeback, a.k.a. meaning that he can come back if he wants to. We're not going to stop him. We're not going to encourage him. We're not going to do anything whatsoever. We are the NFL. We just want to sit back and say, hey, you do you, big man. And when I said that, or like when I saw that, I should say, I was shocked that the NFL even come out and said anything. I was shocked that anybody is really talking about the Tua issue right now at all, because I think we're all kind of in an agreement that this is Tua's decision. This is not the NFL's decision. This is not my decision. This is not Coach Mike McDaniel's decision. This isn't a Miami Dolphins decision. This is a Tua Tagovailoa issue. Simple as that. If he wants to come back, let him come back. If he doesn't want to come back, it is what it is. Like, we get it. We understand. But we don't need to talk about it no more. It is his decision. We all need to understand that. We all need to respect that. With that, at the end of the day, cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn NFL show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
Hey, let's go. Hitting that gridiron, we going hard, we running the plays. You know the vibe, only the strong survive. Gotta keep your head in the game. Talking NFL, uncut, straight raw. Steady bringing that sauce. We about to take off. Get it hype, this man, our sport talk. Yeah, from the quarterback to the lineman. Everybody bringing heat. You don't really want to try them. Hey, who gon' win? It's a battle of the giants. This show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckeyes here with the Man Hour Show, the manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page or check out the blog section as well. But most importantly, share this live stream with a couple friends. Share this with your mom, share this with your dad, aunt, uncle, brothers, sisters, wives, girlfriends, whatever, kids. Share this right now. So go to your Facebook page, go to your Twitter, go to True Social, whatever social media that you are out there. Share this with a couple friends, because sharing is caring at the end of the day. And this is live, raw, uncut NFL talk every Monday through Friday at 2:30 East Coast time. We do got a great show for you guys lined up today. We got Way or No Way. Rasheed Rice has officially been put on the IR. Is this a big deal for the Kansas City Chiefs? Do they need to get a receiver right now? Way or no way? We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the relationship of Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. Can they mend that relationship, or are they all good? Are they all good? The Buffalo Bills have a lot of injuries as of late. Do they have a way out this weekend? If they lose this weekend, do they got an out? And of course, we got to talk about the mighty Atlanta Falcons. Good Lord, what a game last night. If you missed that game last night, you are been sleeping like John in his chair. But what a game last night. We'll be talking about that as well. Before we get too carried away, we got to welcome some people in the chat. We got to welcome Laura Hedrick in the chat. She says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, you too, well as Laura. Hope you're being safe down there in beautiful Oklahoma City, having a grand old day, and always bringing that smile. Because smile might save somebody's day. Smile, smile, smile. We got John Pebbles in the chat as well. He says, how about the finish to that game? Listen, it was a great game, John. And to be honest, I am surprised you stayed up that late. Because I think the game got done like 11:15 or 11:30. I'm sitting in my chair. I'm awake. And you being like 65 years old, I don't know how you stayed up that late, John. But hey, it was a great finish to the game. And Laura says, it was a good game in overtime. It was. And then we got Legacy Moral says, I love your channel, but please stop making jokes about suicidal victims and using the N-word. Stop being homophobic. Clearly, you have no idea what you're talking about, Legacy. But I saw that comment. I had to bring it up. And guys, clearly, I don't use the N-word. We don't condone suicide or whatever like that. Like, get out of here, that little spammer bot crap. Well, it is. And says, Laura says, nope, LOL, they can take a seat for this year. I asked followers, are you worried about Kansas City Chiefs? And Laura says, nope, they can take a seat this year. Make room for the Vikings, she says. John says, nah, Taylor's rep is going to do it for us. And John says, talk your shit. I will talk my shit. All day, every day. Roll all day, every day. All day, every day. But guys, we do got a great show for you lined up for you today. And we got to talk about the mighty Atlanta Falcons. We have to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. First things first, where did they come from? Now, I understand that the Atlanta Falcons had a lot of pieces. They had Kyle Pitts, they had Drake London, drafted B.J. Robinson last season, right? And they have a lot of pieces out there. And I was one of them, and I've kind of been overlooking the Falcons to be honest. I didn't think Kirk Cousins was a guy for the job. I thought they paid for him. I thought that the Falcons were just doing all this movement for another third place seating in their division. But after an epic fourth quarter comeback and an overtime victory, do we have to start saying, are we overlooking the Atlanta Falcons? Have we been overlooking the Atlanta Falcons the first 4 or 5 weeks of this season? As you guys know, right now, the Falcons are now 3-2 on the seasons. They have wins over the Philadelphia Eagles week 2, 22-21, which started the Eagles' downfall is self-imploding, let's just be honest. They beat the Saints 2 weeks ago on a game-winning field goal, 26-24. That's a division game. Keep that in mind. Big division win. And then, of course, they beat the Bucs last night, and a game-winning touchdown in overtime also is a division game. I bring up the division game because the Falcons are now up 2 games in that division with wins over the Saints and the Bucs. Going to matter a lot when it comes to week 16, 17, 8, and 18 and beyond. Kirk Cousins finally showed up in primetime. Kirk Cousins played out of his freaking mind last night. Yesterday, we talked about primetime Kirk Cousins. I was dogging him. Primetime Kirk Cousins says he's 7-22. He's this, and this. Primetime Kirk, who? Primetime Kirk Cousins showed up and balled last night. And Kirk Cousins is getting better each and every week as well. He's getting more comfortable in the offense. He's getting more comfortable with the receivers. He's getting more comfortable with his repaired Achilles. Week 1 versus the Steelers, 155 yards in the air. Week number 2, 241 yards in the air versus the Eagles, 230 versus the Chiefs, 238 versus Saints, and 509 last night versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not only are they passing the ball, they are running the ball really, really well as well. The rushing game is clicking. Bijan Robinson averaging 4.3 yards per carry. Aguilar averaging 5.4 yards per carry. The offense is looking like it cannot be stopped as well. The weakness, air quotes there, for the Falcons right now is the defense. They have a couple holes that like they can fill, but the season's still young. They also added some players late during preseason, and sometimes it takes those players to get time to get adjusted and acquainted and know their role in the new system. I'm referring to Matthew Judon and Simmons. They both got added the last week of the preseason. So when we bring all that up, when we bring the stats out, when we look at it, guys, have we been overlooking the Atlanta Falcons? And I personally have to say, yes, I was overlooking the Atlanta Falcons. I am eating crow on the Atlanta Falcons right now. However, I am not ready to crown them NFC South champions. I'm not ready to crown them wild card playoff win. I'm not even ready to crown them above 500 team. Because even though they do have wins over the Saints, Bucs, and Eagles, really, really good wins actually in hindsight. They battled the Chiefs, lost by 5 points. But much like the Vikings, much like the Ravens, much like other teams out there, I'm not ready to buy into them yet. I am not ready to really put my money down and say the Falcons take my money and win the Super Bowl because Kirk Cousins has been playing out of his mind. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is a bad quarterback. Do not get that twisted. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. There's a reason why he signs all these guaranteed dollar bills contracts, because he's a good quarterback. He comes in there and he wins. He is a winning quarterback. However, he is still an average quarterback. And I think this team needs above average quarterback, if not great quarterback play, for them to be successful, like they were versus the Saints, like they were versus the Bucs, like they were against the Eagles and even the Chiefs, right? They need Kirk Cousins to play at this elite level, and I don't know if he can do that for all 17 games. Granted, there's 12 games left in the NFL season. I don't know if he can maintain that for 12, 13, 14, 15 more weeks. I'm just curious, do you guys think we have been overlooking the Falcons? Do you guys think Kirk Cousins can maintain his level of excellence we saw the last couple weeks for the next 12, 13, 14, 15 games? Do we see Kirk Cousins being the man, the myth, the legend? Do we see him being an MVP? That's the questions we have to answer. And John says Kurt finally showed up. Listen, it was Matt Ryan night in Atlanta. They put Matt Ryan in the Ring of Honor, right? Arguably one of the best quarterbacks that Atlanta had in a very, very long time. Obviously out there and balled out. And then Kirk Cousins wants to show him up and break his single season Atlanta record. Yeah, Kirk Cousins played out of his mind. Played out of his mind. Crimson Anonymous says, do you think the Buffalo Bills will beat the Houston Texans this Sunday? We'll be talking about the Buffalo Bills on Way or No Way here in about 15 minutes, my man. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. Laura says, Cousins' primetime choke never happened. My question is, do you think his last year with the Vikings were purposely done to stink that bad? I don't think Kirk Cousins ever goes out there to really stink up the joint. Because if you look at it, yeah, the Vikings may have been stumbling early in the season, but you have to realize new offensive coordinator, Kirk Cousins is getting acquainted with his receivers, right? Jordan Addison, I believe that was his rookie year. And if I remember correctly, he went down week 9 last season? They started off the season 0-3, if I'm not mistaken. They won one of their first 5. But then I thought they rattled off like 4 or 5 wins in a row. So maybe, just maybe, Kirk Cousins hit a buzzsaw with the Vikings. I finally got their schedule to pull up. Yeah, so they lost their first 3. They lost to the Bucs, a good Bucs team. Eagles and Chargers last year. They beat the Carolina Panthers and lost to the Chiefs. But then they rattled off versus the Bears, 49ers, Falcons, Packers, and Saints. And then Kirk Cousins goes down. So I don't think he was sinking the ship by any stretch of the imagination. He just was off the first 3 weeks. I don't know. But even then, he threw for damn near 400 yards each one of those games. So I don't know. I don't know. But it is what it is. John says, could very well be because most of there are for a paycheck. First things first, John. Everybody in the NFL is there for a paycheck. Whether you want to admit it or not, it is their job. They are going out there. They have sacrificed the last 15, 16, 17 years of their life, dedicated it to football to get to this point. They've had 16 years of job interviews to basically be here. So to say that they're just out here for a paycheck, that's kind of a dumb answer. Why even bring that up? Of course I'm out here to get paid. I'm out here to get paid, to get laid, because bitches love money. Laura says, I was angry watching him last night, going, how can you play that well, blah, blah, blah. Let the Vikings suck that bad. So, Laura, I believe you brought up the comment earlier that there was no primetime choke from Kurt, right? That first half, I was blown away. I'm like, whoa. Okay, Kirk Cousins, you come out to play. Show me those dollar bills, yo. You come out to ball. But in the back of my head, I'm sitting here back and like, you know what? He is going to falter. He's going to throw that big interception, which he did. He's going to fumble the ball. I'm waiting for Kirk Cousins to fail. And last night, it actually did not happen until late in the fourth quarter when he did throw that interception to David, the linebacker, like 15 years in the league. And I thought the game was over, but Todd Bowles gave that game away. We can talk about that like if you want, but Kirk Cousins really only made one big mistake all night, and that was a 4th and 15 call, which he had to make that play, right? If you don't make that pass, you are getting sacked, and you're definitely losing like the game, right? So Kirk Cousins did play a great game last night. John says I haven't, but they lost games they should have won. So John is saying that, yeah, the Falcons are playing well. He has not been sleeping on them, but they've lost games that they should have won. So John is saying they should have beat the Steelers week 1, lost 18-10. No, I just think the Steelers come out and play a really, really good game. He's saying they should have beat the Chiefs. You and 15 other people say that, right? But the fact of the matter is that they didn't. But they're 3-2. They're in first place and no MVP. Kirk Cousins is no MVP. Laura says, I have no comment on Cousins. I'm still a bit salty. As a Vikings fan, I would be, right? I would be. We got Matt Henry in the chat. What is up, Matt? Hope you're having a good old day, Matt. I'm glad you are here. Haven't seen you for a while. I'm glad you are here. And James Frank said it's weird seeing Kirk win on primetime TV. You know, James, I said the same thing, right? I was waiting for Kirk to fail. I was like I was waiting for the wheels to come off, whatever analogy that you want to use. But at the end of the day, when they brought up that stat, I believe who was the color commentator? It's Kurt Herbstreit, right? Kirk Cousins has 30 game-winning drives. 30. Well, now 31. 3 this season. I mean, as primetime Kurt doesn't show up a lot of the times, at the end of the day, 31 fourth quarter go-ahead scores to win the game. Kirk Cousins is clutch. Kirk Cousins is a dog. I mean, let's just be honest. The Brain Rot Center, what's up, says, me and my friends are now calling him Kirko Primetime now. Let's not get carried away. My Brain Rot Center. Let's not get carried away. He is still 8-22 in primetime games. He did play out of his mind. I get it. But it's Thursday night game. You are going to see a basic-ass defense from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's just be honest. Of course, the Falcons played a basic-ass defense too, right? The Buccaneers also had both of their starting safeties out, along with the linebacker. So, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to take away from the win, but let's not be calling him primetime Kirko now. Let's just slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Let's win another primetime. I believe the next one is December 16th versus the Raiders on Monday Night Football. Let's just slow it down. Brain Rot Center also says the Falcons fixed the primetime narrative. I don't think they have yet. Win me one more, do back-to-back good primetime games, then maybe we'll talk. Then maybe we'll start talking about primetime Kurt's curse is over, right? Maybe. Kurt Cocaine was on his was on one last night. Good for him. Matt, I'm pretty sure you meant to put Cousins, but I remember You and I were in the Ken to Ken morning show just talking back and forth when they were talking about cocaine. I'm sure your phone is autocorrected, right? Mark D's in the chat. What is up, Mark? What's up? Join us tomorrow, guys, with me, Mark, and Hoffy. 9 p.m. East Coast time. We're going to do Week 5 preview here. And Laura says, I wanted the Oklahoma boys to come out on top last night for sure. Of course, I did too. I wanted to see Baker Mayfield ball out, which he did. Which people in the comments are like saying like, oh, Baker Mayfield's a bum. You were dogging Lamar for losing. Why aren't you dogging Baker Mayfield for losing? Because Baker Mayfield did not lose that game. Baker Mayfield played a hell of a game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a whole played a hell of a game. They were outcoached. Todd Bowles is a bad coach. Raheem is a great head coach. Falcons outcoached the Buccaneers last night. It is what it is. Jim Powell's in the chat. Pigskin Pundit here. CFO of the Pigskin Pundits. Be like Jim and click on the link below. Become a Pigskin Pundit. But he says maybe when Tampa is relevant again, or the Falcons for that matter. So John says, Jim says, slow it down, baby. We're not overlooking the Falcons. The point is that they're irrelevant. Tampa is irrelevant. So therefore, you're beating a irrelevant team. What does it matter? Jim, the Buccaneers are relevant. They have won the NFC South 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. They have won the NFC South. They have gone to the playoffs, 4 years in a row. The Buccaneers are a good team. Just don't be sleeping on the Buccaneers. They're still going to win the NFC South. But the Falcons could make a run for the money. As long as Kirk Cousins keeps playing at an MVP level, elite level Kirk Cousins, we are going to see a lot of the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to see a lot of them. Yes, sir, says Matt about the cocaine. Yes, sir. And it is a fantastic Friday. We do got football tonight, guys. Football Friday here in Southern Indiana. Who do we got tonight? We got the Jeffersonville Red Devils tonight. Ooh, a little 6A battle versus 3A battle. I'm a 3A school. They're a 6A school. We're about to whoop that ass, though. Slow it down, baby. We about to whoop that ass. Let's go. But, guys, it is Friday. And that means we have beautiful way or no way. No way. Let's answer this question by Matt first, though. Which is a bigger wow so far this season? The Vikings or the Jaguars? The bigger wow from this season, the Vikings or the Jaguars? I have to say the Vikings, Matt. I have to say the Vikings because I had Mike Reeves on here back in July. We talked about the Minnesota Vikings. He is a diehard Vikings fan. He bleeds purple through and through. Purple and gold runs through his body. You look once, you can smell the purple coming off of him. He's such a Skull Nation fan there. And he even said it. 6-7 wins tops for us. We are a decent team, but we're not there yet, right? We're not ready to win. Me too. I had them about 8 or 9 wins, right? I thought they were going to be an average team. I actually thought that Sam Darnold was going to be sat by a week, which is week 13. I thought J.J. McCarthy was going to come in and kind of get some 4 or 5 wins for them to end the season. So, I mean, obviously the Jaguars being 0-4 is kind of a surprising, but not like the Vikings, right? So if you say who's the bigger wow, it's got to be the Vikings. 4-0. Wow. You have half of your win total that we expected you in the first 4 weeks. You still have 12 more weeks to go. The Jaguars are just a sinking ship. They've been sinking ship since last Thanksgiving. Trevor Lawrence it's almost been a year since Trevor Lawrence has won a game. I'm just saying. Lawrence says Vikings. But guys, it is Friday. It is beautiful way or no way. We've been scouring the old interwebs. I've been doing my trolling like I always do, because I like to troll. With that being said, we have questions out there and we want to agree or disagree. Way means we agree. Yes, something is wrong with this statement. I agree with it. Buck, you were spot on, or no way. Slow it down, baby. Let's figure it out. So guys, play along in the comments below. Beautiful way or no way. First up here, The Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I know. The Kansas City Chiefs. But the Kansas City Chiefs have officially put Rashee Rice on IR. So he will be out a minimum of 4 weeks. They have yet to come out of what is really wrong with Rashee Rice. We obviously know it's his knee. It was a very, very ugly knee injury, but they have yet to come out and say it's a torn ACL or whatever it was. They're keeping it very hush-hush, which is weird, but it is what it is. So with Rashee Rice officially being put on IR, way or no way, is this a huge loss for the Kansas City Chiefs? Guys, anytime you lose your number one receiver, it is a huge loss. No matter who you are, whether you're the Buffalo Bills, the Baltimore Ravens, the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Kansas City Chiefs, anytime you lose your number one receiver, it's going to suck. It's going to be a huge loss, no matter who you are. But Rashee Rice hits a little bit different. It hits a little bit different because so far this season, Rashee Rice clearly is the Kansas City Chiefs' number one receiver. He had 288 yards despite not playing most of Week 4 game. He had 103 yards versus the Ravens opening night, 75 yards versus the Bengals Week 2, 110 yards versus in the win over the Falcons come Week 3. And when you look at Rashee Rice last season, his stats are not going to blow you away because he didn't really blow up until that first meeting with the Las Vegas Raiders. I believe it was like Thanksgiving weekend when he started his blow up. He started to make his name in 2023 was his first 100-yard games versus Las Vegas Raiders. The last 6 games of the season of 2023, he had 512 yards receiving. Total that season, he had 138 yards. He quickly became Patrick Mahomes' number one target late in the season after not having a number one target all of the first 12, 13 weeks of the season. He continued his blow up in the postseason. 130 yards in the game, in the wild card game versus the Miami Dolphins. The rest of the playoffs, he was kind of held in check versus the Bills, versus the Ravens, versus the 49ers. He didn't even break 50 yards, but when you're consistently doubled and triple team, it is hard to eat. The rest of the team eats. So with that being said, guys, way or no way is Rashee Rice being put on IR a big loss. This is 100% way. This is 100% way. Not because of the fact that he is a number one receiver. It's the fact that when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs receiving room, yes, they still got Xavier Worthy. Yes, they still got Justin Watson. Yes, they still got Juju, Travis Kelce, McCall Hardman, and Sky Moore. But that's all they got. That depth in the receiving room is quickly shrinking. Hollywood Brown has been said he won't be playing at all this season unless the Chiefs make the postseason. Jaron Cankren, he is on like IR. He was an undrafted free agent with a lot of promise from Villanova, I do believe. And then, of course, that Rashee Rice on IR as well. So when you look at the Chiefs roster right now, they only have 5 active receivers on that roster. 5 active receivers with Travis Kelce and a tight end Gray. Guys, this is a huge loss. This is 100% way. This is 100% way that it is a huge loss for the Kansas City Chiefs. So, guys, way or no way in the comments below, let me know. Is putting Rashee Rice on IR a huge loss for the Kansas City Chiefs? Jim Powell says no way. No way, says Jim. But he's like, oh, wait. What was the question? Yeah, no way. No way because the Chiefs still have Patrick Mahomes, or no way because you just want the Kansas City Chiefs to fail. That's basically what it comes down to. Is that your haterism coming out, or is that your realistic mind's like, no, they still got Patrick Mahomes, they'll be okay? Laura says no way. The Kansas Chiefs will be just fine, says Laura. No way. And she says one guy does not make up the whole team. As you are correct, Laura. One guy does not make up that whole team, but one guy does open up Juju. One guy does open up Sky Moore. One guy does open up McCole Hardman. One guy does bring that safety over to him and let Travis Kelce play the middle of the field. One guy does not make the team, but one guy opens up the field for 5 other guys. Matt Henry says yes way. This is 100% way, says Matt. And then he says Devontae Adams to Kansas City. We've been talking about this all week, and it makes sense. And as a Chiefs fan, I would love it. John and Jim would hate it. Actually, Jim would love it. He just wants Devontae Adams out of town 100%. It doesn't matter who he goes to. But if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I would be in Mark Davis's ear right now. Hey, man, we'll give you a first-round pick. We'll give you Carson Steele. We'll give you a defense of a guy too. We just need some depth. we just need some depth. James Chambers in the chat. What's up, James? Hope you having a grand old day, man. He says, wait! Not just wait, but wait! Kansas City Chiefs need to replace Rashid Rice, and they're in a world of hurt without Rashid Rice right now. And John says, yeah, it's haterism. F those Chiefs, he says. Haterism. Haterade. So, guys, comments below. Way or no way does Rashid Rice going on IR hurt the Kansas City Chiefs? Way or no way? Next up on this beautiful way or no way, Friday edition, October 4th, 3 o'clock here on the East Coast time. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. We are live every Monday through Friday, 2:30 East Coast time. East Coast time. With that being said, hang on. Matt Henry says, let's go, Will Howard. Are we talking about Will Howard from the Ohio State or Will Howard from the Kansas State University? Matt, I don't know who your college team is. I don't want to anticipate, but when you steal Will Howard from my Kansas State University, pay him $1 million to come play for Ohio State, man, F you guys. F you guys. Zen, I'm talking to you, my man. F you guys. No, but seriously. Will Howard is a pretty good piece. But next up here on the Way or No Way, we had the beautiful Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, as some people like to call them. But the Buffalo Bills guys do play the Houston Texans this week on Sunday Football. The Buffalo Bills will be missing 4 key players when they play the Texans this weekend. So, guys, way or no way, will the Bills have an excuse if they lose to the Houston Texans this weekend? So when I say they have 4 key players missing from this week's game, 4 key players on defense alone. Ed Oliver will be out. Austin Johnson will be out. Taylor Rapp will be out. And Von Miller will be out as well with his 4-game suspension. 4 of your 11 starters on defense will be out this weekend versus the Houston Texans. Also, Kalia Shazier, I don't know how you say his name, the starting receiver, number 10, is out as well. Basically, the guy that was there to basically take Stephon Diggs' spot. Many people have deemed this as a revenge game for Stephon Diggs. Redeem game. Come out there and ball out, my man. Show it the Buffalo Bills what you are missing. On the other hand, the Houston Texans have a lot of question marks of their own. A lot of questionable players coming into this week. 3 of their 5 offensive linemen are questionable for Sunday. Joe Mixon will probably be out for Sunday as well. Tank Dell is questionable. However, the defense is pretty healthy, with the only question mark being Jake Hansen, which is their middle linebacker. So, guys, way or no way, if the Buffalo Bills lose to the Houston Texans on weekend, they have an excuse. I have to say way. They have an excuse because much like the Dallas Cowboys, the defense is missing some huge pieces. The Dallas Cowboys are missing some huge pieces. The Buffalo Bills are missing even huger pieces. Is that even bigger pieces? Taylor Rapp, Austin Johnson, Ed Oliver, Von Miller finally playing like Pro Bowl caliber Von Miller again. All out. You cannot expect to be great when you have 5 starters missing. 4 of them on the defensive front 7 alone. And to add insult to injury, the Bills defense has not been playing that good as is. They're only ranked 14th in the NFL right now. They're only giving up 165 yards in the air, but 156 yards on the ground. Guys, this is a way. The Buffalo Bills will have an excuse this week if they lose to the Houston Texans. They will have an out. Oh, our defense is banged up. We are missing 4 of our front 7 starters. Now, I am a firm believer of always the next man up. We have been talking about it. Next man up, next man up, next man up. But the media is going to portray this as, oh, the Buffalo Bills weren't 100%. The media is going to portray this, oh, Von Miller is a huge loss. Ed Oliver is a huge loss. The media is going to play this like, oh, Josh Allen didn't have anybody to throw to. The point of the matter is that the Buffalo Bills will have an excuse. Guys, so with that being said, way or no way do the Buffalo Bills have an excuse if they lose to the Houston Texans on Sunday? James says no. Allen is a one-man wrecking crew, star right there. So James is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, James, but you are a Buffalo Bills fan. I sometimes I get you all kind of convoluted there. But James says no matter who the Buffalo Bills are missing, they could be missing James Cook. They could be missing Von Miller, Ed Oliver, Sean McDermott. It doesn't matter. You got Joe Brady. You got Josh Allen. Come get us if you can. Oh, wait, you can't. Because John freaking Allen is the man. Laura says you can I choose both way and no way? You can. But give me a reason why, Laura. I will let you waffle around the answer because you are an everydayer here, just like Laura, just like Jim, just like John. You are an everywhere. So I'll give you an outlier. I'll give you a chance to waffle. Waffle around that answer 100%. James says Von Miller was playing like that because he was on the juice. Could be. Could be. And Matt says, hell no way. It's the NFL. Next man up, baby. And Matt, I would agree with you. But for your front 7 out, that's tough, baby. That is tough. And your defense is already not performing as is. They got to have an out. They got to have an out. So, guys, in the comments below, where or no way, the Buffalo Bills have 5 injuries, 5 key injuries on the defensive side of the ball. If they lose to the Texans this week, will they have an out? Way or no way? Let me know in the comments below. And James says, hell no, I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan. I hate the Bills. He says, fins up, fins up, fins up. Go Fins, says James. My bad. That's right, James reminds me. Go Fins, working and living in Nashville, right? We're going to have to go to a Miami Nashville game. I guess that game's already passed, isn't it? But yeah, we'll have to get it. James, we'll have to go get a game. Matt also says it's tough, but it's the NFL. No excuses up in here, says Matt. No excuses. Make it happen, baby. Make it happen, baby. But guys, we are going to have some extra time today. So if you guys want to talk about anything, feel free to call the line. The phone line will be open here in about 10 minutes. If you are part of the broadcast channel, the phone number is in there. I do not have an overlay for it yet. And actually, I don't even know the phone number off the top of my head yet. But next week we'll get the phone. We'll get the phone numbers up here. We'll pop it up. But if you guys have the phone number, the cell phone's right here. Boom, right there, linked to the mixer board, and we'll be able to hear you if you guys want to talk. Matt's got a question for this. Are we giving the Miami Dolphins a pass? And he says no. And to be honest, Matt, we talked about this Wednesday, right, guys? We are kind of giving the Miami Dolphins a pass. No Tua, no Skylar Thompson from the Kansas State University. Represent EMA, baby. We are kind of giving Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins a pass this season. Now, Still want Odell Beckham Jr. to perform. Still want him to get 17 catches. But we digress. We digress. We digress to talk about the New York Football Jets. Aaron Rodgers officially addressed the media overseas today, and he was asked about Robert Saleh. He was asked about their relationship between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. And Aaron Rodgers said, and I quote, "We are good friends. We are in a good place." Reading that on the surface, reading that in like hindsight, sure, we totally agree with you, Aaron Rodgers, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But guys, we got to ask the question, way or no way, is there an issue in New York between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh? Is there an issue? Is there some butting of some heads? Robert Saleh said last week, guys, during a press conference after the New Jersey Jets jumped off or false started about five times, basically said that we need to dumb down the snap count. It is too much for the players. Maybe a quote needs to be toned down. Aaron Rodgers quickly snapped back and said, well, maybe the coach should hold the players accountable. But let's just be honest. Ever since Aaron Rodgers has been brought in, Robert Saleh has been undermined. He has to basically every choice he makes, he has to okay with Aaron Rodgers. At the end of the day, this is an Aaron Rodgers-led offense and a Robert Saleh-led defense. Let's just be flat out honest. So, guys, is there a problem between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers in New York? Way or no way? This is 157.2% way. This is a way. Anytime you have to come out and say we are good. Hey, we're good. We're good. Clearly, you're not good. On social media, if you have to say, yeah, we're friends, clearly you're not. Clearly something is wrong. If you're spending more time saying that you're good friends, we're okay, we're in a good spot, we see eye to eye, you are not seeing eye to eye. You are not good friends. Basically, right now, Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh should have a shared Facebook account because something is wrong. For all you people that have shared Facebook accounts, we all know somebody cheated. The problem is, who did it first? Right now, Robert Saleh sees his job dangling by a thread. And Aaron Rodgers just keeps blowing it. Hopefully that string's going to break. Maybe the string will break. Maybe the string will break. Because I think deep down he wants Nathaniel Hackett to be the head coach. He loves him some Nathaniel Hackett. And I think deep down, Aaron Rodgers is probably playing the how can I play bad enough but still win but get Robert Saleh out. I think that's going on inside of Aaron Rodgers' head. I really truly think it is. But yes, there is a problem in New York between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers. So guys, let me ask you the question. Way or no way, is there a problem between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers? And Matt Henry says, yes, way there is. Shout out to the rooftop, says Matt. Yes, there is a problem. There is a problem. Laura says the Jets are going to lose over the pond this weekend, as they probably should. Because they play the Vikings, right? They should. They should lose this game. Laura also says, yes, way. Sounds like Green Bay all over again. So, when we flash back to the Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay situation, when your quarterback is older than your first-time head coach, and that head coach is trying to say a future Hall of Famer how to do things, there's going to be a little issue. There's going to be a little pushback, right? Now, I'm 36 years old. I believe yesterday we were talking about 80s babies, right? I am an 80s baby, 87, right? And anytime, I've been working IT for about 15 years now, right? So anytime a young kid off the street comes in and tells me how to do my job better or more effective, my first initial instinct is like, whoa, homie, I've been here for 15 years. You better figure yourself out real quick. Know your role, jabroni. But, come on. I don't know how old Robert Saleh is, but obviously they're pretty close to the same age. Aaron Rodgers has a hell of a lot more experience than Robert Saleh as being the leader of the team. So there's going to be a little pushback. And Matt Henry says anytime the head coach has to walk on eggshells, there's going to be a problem. Yeah. When you have to okay all of your moves through Aaron Rodgers, well, okay, let me take this back. You have to okay all of your moves through your ownership, general manager, and then ownership, and then Aaron Rodgers. There's a problem. The Jets didn't really want to bring in Allen Lazard, but Aaron Rodgers spoke to the owner spoke to the GM, and the GM says, "Look, Robert Saleh, we're bringing in Allen Lazard, like it or not." There has been a problem in New York since Aaron Rodgers came in. The way he was brought in, the way he allegedly demanded to have this is his team that he wants. And then you go down and Robert Saleh shuffles it because it's an Aaron Rodgers built team, not a Robert built team. I don't know. There's definitely an issue. But guys, in the comments below, way or no way, is there a problem between Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh? I'm saying way. 100% way. Laura says early 80 babies here. My wife's an early 80s baby. My wife's old as balls. I'm kidding, honey. I love you, baby. I love you. But guys, that is going to be it for today's show. The phone line is open if anybody wants to call. Like I said, I don't have the number off the top of my head, unfortunately. We'll be better prepared on Monday. Give me the weekend to sort some things out here. But most importantly, guys, tomorrow at 9 p.m. East Coast time, not a.m., 9 p.m. East Coast time, we got Hoffy, we got Mark D, and myself doing a Week 5 NFL pregame show. Hoffy and Mark D will be breaking down all 11 games that is happening on Sunday. We'll give you 3 keys of which of way each team can win. If you guys are curious of tuning into that, whatever. 9 p.m. East Coast time right here on Facebook.com and, of course, YouTube.com as well. And I will clip every little section. So if you just want to see what your game is, bada bing, bada boom, click on your game, listen to the 6 minute clip, and you'll get the keys to victory of the game. But that is it, guys. Friday is here. The week has been great. Tune in to tomorrow, 9 p.m. East Coast time. I got to get ready for football Friday. Until Monday or till tomorrow, back on Monday, we out.